The big news of the day just has broken within the last half an hour that the Los Angeles Lakers and Tyronn Lue have broken off negotiations for him to be the next head coach of the L.A. Lakers. And L.A. Times beat writer Brad Turner, is very plugged in, trust me, trust us on this situation.
Yes, he knows what's going on.
He has said that Lue and his representatives declined the Lakers' offer of 3 years, $18 million. Tyronn Lue was seeking 5 years. And so now the Lakers have decided to move on from Ty Lue, and now their coaching search begins anew. So there it is. Ty Lue will not be the head coach of the L.A. Lakers. Rob, we're hearing reports and just putting two and two together. I've been talking to different people. I think it boils down to this. He did want 5 years, and I don't blame him.
I never thought he was going to get 5. I always thought it was going to be equal to what's left on LeBron's contract. So I do get, if I'm the Lakers, why I would offer him 3 years. But I know why he wants 5.
Yes, he knows that I want security.
I get it, but I'm just saying, if I'm the Lakers with LeBron, I would have given him a 3-year deal, and then he'd have to earn the extension.
So you would have broken off, too. If he wanted 5, that would have been a deal breaker. I wouldn't have done that
because I don't know what I'm doing after LeBron. I'm serious.
Yeah, but you think he's that bad of a coach? All he can do is coach LeBron?
No, but that's why they would be getting him. It's strictly because of LeBron.
Really?
Yes.
So you don't think he's a good coach?
I just...
Let me say, if you don't have any faith in him to coach players outside of LeBron James, then why you bring him in?
Because LeBron James is in a unique situation. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not that big of a Ty Lue fan. I'm not.
Really? You don't like going to the finals 3 straight years?
No, because LeBron went to the finals. I'd have to see Ty Lue.
And Ty Lue didn't take him there?
I'd have to see Ty Lue. If he was coach somebody else and got him to the finals, then I believe in Ty Lue. I'm just telling you, it's about LeBron James. That's what Ty Lue is about.
No, I get that.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's not all he can do is coach LeBron James.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't believe in giving a 5-year contract.
A lot of coaches get Brad Stevens got 6 years.
And that was
coming out of Butler.
And that was frowned upon by other coaches who don't get that. And even if you want to go to Monty Williams and why he got 5 years, that's because it's been 5 years. They've had 5 different coaches in 5 years. So you had to somewhat pacify him to say, is this just going to be the same? Yes, you did.
Or how much leverage did Monty Williams have?
He didn't have any, but I'm just saying.
So they gave him 5 years. If I'm Ty Lue, I've won a championship. Has Monty Williams won a championship?
I'm telling you, I would not have given him 5 years. That's
but
me.
I'm just saying, that's you, but I'm just saying he was right to ask for it.
He could ask for whatever he wants. I'm just telling you.
Guess what Luke Walton got?
I wouldn't have given Luke Walton that.
He got 5 years
I wouldn't have given
from the
him
Lakers.
That. I wouldn't have given him that.
I'm Ty Lue. I won a championship. I'm saying you gave Luke Walton a 5-year deal. And you coming at me with 3?
Yep, because that's how many years are left with LeBron James. Your package deal with LeBron James, the only reason we were going to bring you here was because of that. Those are the facts, Chris. You can sit here all you want, beat on your chest, and talk about Ty Lue winning a championship and going 3 years in a row. And without LeBron James, I'm sorry. I'm not convinced that Ty Lue was going to the championship 3 years in a row. Those are facts.
The Miami
you always talk about facts.
They haven't
Those
fired.
Are facts.
They haven't. That's not a fact.
Yes, it is.
Because you don't know. That's your opinion.
That's why he got fired.
Eric Spoelstra
he got fired a year after LeBron.
6 games.
6 games in.
Because
what happened?
Because it was a philosophical difference with the front office.
6 games in.
Oh, in 6 games they determined he don't know what he's doing.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's all that, he wouldn't have been going anywhere. That's all.
Is Eric Spoelstra all that?
No.
It's called a franchise understanding the importance of continuity.
They're just, and they've been terrible since LeBron left in Miami.
And there's more to it.
That's fine.
There's more to it. They wanted Ty Lue to also wanted Ty Lue to hire Jason Kidd.
And I wouldn't have done that
if
I'm Ty Lue.
Coach. And we saw reports about not only Jason Kidd, Tom Thibodeau, Frank Vogel, Kurt Rambis, for goodness sakes. I mean, there were so many reasons for Ty Lue to turn this down. I don't blame him one bit. They didn't want to give you the years you want. He may have even wanted more than $6 million a year, which is what they were offering apparently. And now you want to tell me who's going to be on my coaching staff? What in the world is going on? What coach worth its salt? Yeah, if you want to suggest maybe somebody to put behind the bench as one of the assistant coach, one of the lower ranking assistant coaches, even, if he's going to sit on that front row, but he's a lower ranking assistant coach, maybe. But you're telling me who's going to be my lead assistant? Who's going to be my head assistant? Come on, what? The Lakers don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. We can disagree on the years, but they don't have a clue.
No.
And the 3 years is not the only reason.
I'll agree with you from the standpoint that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to tell somebody who's on their staff. This is why Magic walked out. I'm the president, and now you're telling me I can't get rid of Pelinka. I can't do what I'm supposed to do in running the franchise. And if you're a coach, Ty Lue is not going to sign on where you're piling up these ex-coaches to sit there. I don't know them. I don't have a relationship. Do you know what I mean? To be able to put them on my staff. I want to put on the staff the people that I want, and that's what you got to get as a coach. I've seen managers say, when owners come and say, you got to get rid of the pitching coach, and that guy say, just fire us all. Because you're not taking my guy. Do you know what I mean?
So I get that. This is beyond that. Jason Kidd was one of your candidates. And now you want me to put him on my staff? I'm sure Ty Lue and Jason Kidd have a fine relationship. They're cool. But you're looking at Jason Kidd as the head coach. And now you want him to be my lead assistant, which obviously means there might be a short leash with me. And J. Kidd is ambitious. I'm not saying he'd stab Ty Lue in the back, but I'm sure he wants to be a head coach again in this league. We know it. He was interviewed for the Lakers job.
Right.
And then if it wasn't him, Frank Vogel, he wants to be a head coach again.
He
did a good job in Indiana. Was okay in Orlando, right. And Thibodeau, of course. I mean, the struggles in Minnesota notwithstanding, he was one of the top 3 to 5 coaches in the league when he was in Chicago. So this is Rob, the moral of this story is that the Lakers look like the worst run franchise in the NBA. This is terrible. I mean, I said from the get-go, they were doing everything backwards. You don't have your front office solidified, but you're going to interview coaches. I mean, and if the front office is solidified, then make an announcement. Tell us, this is it. Rob Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, that's our front office.
But you still haven't heard from Jeannie. You haven't heard from Jeannie Bust at all since Magic walked out on her. We haven't heard from her. We haven't heard from Rob Pelinka. We've heard from the kids, a couple of players, Lonzo and Kyle Kuzma. That's all we've heard from. We haven't heard from LeBron. So, yes, is the front office in a mess and dangerously sloppy and unbuttoned up and unprofessional? Absolutely. So I'm not surprised that them trying to force their way and tell Ty Lue what he wants to do wouldn't be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker for me. It would. You're not going to tell me who's going to be on my staff. I'm going to pick my staff. Those are the guys I need to trust. Those are the guys I need to have the same philosophy with. I'm not going to argue with other head coaches who want to be head coach. I'm not going to do that.
It comes down to two things now at this point. Number one, why in the world would a free agent consider coming to the Lakers?
Well, they weren't coming anyway.
As much as I think playing with LeBron is great and all that, this front office, and again, who in the world knows who's going to be the coach? It is a mess. That's number one. Why would you consider coming now when the front office is such a joke, and the ownership too? I hate to say it that way. And then secondly, who should be the head coach now? I think they should call Mark Jackson. I think they should. And look, Jason Kidd, it may end up being him.
Well,
but Jason's strong too. I don't know if he's going to want you to tell him who's going to be on his coaching staff either.
Well, Mark Jackson, you'd have to get out the black book to call him because he's been blacklisted.
No, he has.
I mean,
I think he's a good coach.
Blackballed, blacklisted, whatever you want to say. No, I hear you, but he don't even get interviewed. He hadn't had an interview in years.
I'm just saying what they should do. Right. I know. I get it. I know. He should have been a head coach again.
Exactly.
But that's what they need to do. But I tell you, Mark's not going to put up with this mess either.
He ain't that
because his whole problem in Golden State was with the front office and ownership and all that.
Well, they were spying on him, remember?
I wrote that story.
Coaches dropping dimes.
I broke that story. It's leaving his phone tape recording recording conversations with the coaching, rest of the coaching staff.
And then bring it up to the staff. And then bring it up to the owner. Bad stuff.
Yep. And so it's just worse than we thought. And LeBron James, trust me, I've talked to LeBron about this. He knows how important the front office is to winning championships. As good as the players are and as important as that is, you also need a solid infrastructure. And he has anything but that. And for all the times LeBron signed the one-year deals. The one time recently that he decides, you know what, I'm in. 3 years with an option.
Well,
this is what he gets.
But why is that? Because he came here to be in Hollywood. He didn't come here. He came. Basketball was a part of it, but he just wanted to be out here. And that's why he's here. That's why he will be here. And he'll have to live with the consequences. This is the first time LeBron ever made a move where he didn't have everything buttoned up. He really didn't. And it was like, okay, I'm going to follow Magic. I'm going to try to see what happens. Let's take a look at the kids the first year. Let's bring in a free agent starter second year. It was all willy-nilly, and now he's paying the price.
All right. Does the botched Ty Lue hiring prove that the Lakers are the worst-run franchise in basketball? Whoever thought we'd say that? The Lakers, the worst-run franchise in the NBA.
Wait a minute. Have the Knicks disbanded?
The Knicks are this badly run. You know that. You know Scott Perry like I do. The GM was second in charge to Joe Dumars. Steve Mills is there.
They stink.
Jim Dolan isn't even looking that bad compared to what's going on right now. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Let's see what you guys think. Greg in North Carolina, welcome to the Odd Couple.
Thanks for taking my call. I think the biggest moron of the group has to be LeBron James because he signed up for this. And the logo left this. The logo left the Lakers to go to Memphis and then the Clippers. He had all the information in front of him.
Yeah, but they've been good since the logo. I mean, they won a championship after the logo went to Memphis.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying it's one of the greatest general managers. They let him go. He left. Right. It was his home. This was his team. And he left because of the organization. I agree that the organization stinks. There's no doubt about that. You couldn't get a good coach now if your life depended on it.
Not without revamp. Well, I wouldn't say that because money talks, and it's only 30 of these jobs. We always hear that.
Right. You got to be willing to take 3 years, and you got to be willing because they were already telling you they're not going past that. Hey, Ben in Kentucky.
Let me throw this out. Okay. This news out. Shams Charania of The Athletic recently he tweeted that the coaching search, we assume it includes Jason Kidd now.
Well, because he interviewed already.
Right. But also Lionel Hollins, who did a great job in Memphis. Mike Woodson, who was solid, was really good actually in Atlanta and had a couple solid years with the Knicks. And Frank Vogel, who we mentioned, has been a successful coach. So a lot going on now. Woj of ESPN is reporting Lakers advisor Kurt Rambis is playing a major role in the franchise's coaching search.
Oh, that's nice.
He's emerging as a powerful voice in basketball operations. Look,
the place it's all over the place.
You can't make this up, man.
No.
And I know Kurt. We work together at ESPN. This is not about Kurt's lack of basketball knowledge. I know he knows the game and all that. It's just about the way they're going about things.
And we already talked about it. Everybody has a attachment It's the mom and pop
right
mentality that everybody in your organization doesn't have to be an ex-player, doesn't have to have worn the Laker uniform, doesn't have to be attached to one of your former stars. That's what's the problem, Chris. It's not Kurt Rambis. It's just that everybody's cut from the same mold.
Right.
That's the mistake.
It's a mess.
Ben, in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Ben?
Hey, fellas. How you doing?
Doing
We're
great.
great, man.
Good. Hey, Chris, I wanted to tell you, I'm about to walk into church. I appreciate your face, and you're open about it. I appreciate that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Hey, guys, when's LeBron just going to say, I've had enough? And I'm ready to walk away from this, and you got traded.
Because, Ben, he wants to be in L.A.,
and
Ben.
we talked about, look, Rob and I both said look, we're not saying he doesn't want to win the championship. Of course he wants to win and play well and all that. But this was about family, where my kids are going to grow up and go to high school and business. And look, we said it, Rob. If it was about basketball,
he would have went to Philadelphia.
He would have went to Philadelphia. Simple as that.
I tell you, growing up in the Jordan era and stuff, and a couple of years ago when LeBron came back from 3-1 and defeated the Golden State Warriors, everybody was saying, LeBron's better than Jordan. LeBron's better than Jordan. Jordan would have gone to play in the middle of nowhere if he's going to win a championship, in my opinion.
And he would have stayed and said, "We gonna win it wherever I'm at."
Right.
That's what he would have done.
That's what he would have done. Thanks, Ben, for the call.
And look,
Appreciate it.
Rob, in real life, we make decisions like this all the time. If my next job after this, or even my Fox job, if it was about my family, what city I want to live in, beyond just the job itself, that's fine. People do that all the time. But you also pay some consequences sometimes. And the consequence LeBron may end up paying, looks like he will, is that the last 2 or 3 years of his basketball life could be you may not have a really good chance at winning a championship.
Those are facts, and it could happen.
I told you, though, if I'm LeBron, no matter what happens this summer, he does need to look at this like, look, we can still be a really good team. Because you maybe you disagree, but you can't tell me they couldn't play with the Portland Trailblazers or the Denver Nuggets, one of whom's going to the Western Conference Finals. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you they're not. That team was bad with and without LeBron.
They were the 4th seed with LeBron.
They were
with
bad.
A
That's
LeBron.
a bad team.
They were the 4th seed with a healthy
I'm telling you,
LeBron.
those young guys that you have faith in, I have zero faith in. I think it's a bad team.